welcome guys to another video, a continuation of premature ejaculation. Initially we discussed about the definition, what is it. We talked about the causes and the classification of premature ejaculation. So if you have not watched the video, please go back to the previous episode and watch what causes it, how is it classified, right? Yes. So in this episode, I'm going to talk about two many important things. I'm going to talk about risk factors of premature ejaculation. Again, I'm going to talk about the complications, right? What does it lead to, right? What's the impact of premature ejaculation to maybe to your life, or maybe to the life of your partner, or maybe to your friend, right? Yes, so I'm going to talk about risk factors and complication of premature ejaculation. Again, I hope you learn in the video, and please let's interact in the comment section. Tell us maybe how was your experience when you had a premature ejaculation, if you had, that is, or maybe if you heard about it, how did you handle it, right? So in this video, I'm going to talk about two things: risk factors and complication. In the next video, I'm going to talk about management of premature ejaculation. How can you handle it, right? Yes. So let's go. So basically, the risk factors basically means that you stand a high chance of having premature ejaculation if you have the following. If the following maybe happen in your life, right? One is depression. If you have depression, you stand a very high chance of having premature ejaculation. Why? Because you are not in the right state of mind. Your sexual response cycle basically works best, right, when you are in the right state of mind. So in depression, you have very low mood, you are agitated, right? You are stressed maybe because of money, you are stressed maybe because of work, you are stressed maybe because of the daily activities of life, right? Life is full of stressors. So in one way or the other, you become so depressed, right? And you may experience premature ejaculation. And this needs your partner to understand you, right? It calls for an understanding partner, right? So depression is one of the risk factors of premature ejaculation. You can only function well when you're in the right state of mind. So maybe you and your partner, you can reach an understanding, you can talk about it, right? And he or she understand. Basically, she understands, right? Maybe. Because nowadays it's very difficult. If you have premature ejaculation in 1 or 2 occasions, you are replaced immediately, right? Another player is signed, maybe on loan or on permanent basis, to replace you, and this may even cause more depression, right? Just imagine your friend, maybe your girlfriend or maybe your wife, telling your friend about the situation that my husband or my boyfriend is having premature ejaculation or whatever. The man will replace you, or your friend will replace you, and this may be may even increase the risk of having depression. So depression is one of the risk factors, right? Another one is performance anxiety. Performance anxiety. You are anxious. Maybe you meet this new chick. Maybe you meet this new girlfriend. Maybe you are new into marriage. Maybe you understand. So you want to make your mark count, right? You want to perform so that the next time you can also be invited, or maybe you build your name. Yeah, especially during the first contact, the first sexual intercourse, maybe with your partner or maybe with your girlfriend, or maybe you just signed a new player, right? So you want to perform so well so that it may mark of your era, right? So having a performance anxiety increases your risk of having premature ejaculation. It is very likely that you are going to have premature ejaculation. Why? You are worried. How will the outcome? How will she take the outcome? How will she talk about it? Maybe you are you're having sexual intercourse with somebody who is very much experienced, right? He has been to many clubs, maybe, right? So she has a lot of experience. So you are worried. How will my performance count? Will it have any impact? Will I really be invited in the next maybe in the next chapter of it, right? So performance anxiety increases your risk of having premature ejaculation. You got it? Yes. We've talked about depression. We've talked about premature ejaculation. Stress. The third risk factor. Stress. Again, psychology. You only function well when you are psychologically stable. In stress, there are many life stressors. Life is full of stressors. Again, it can cause you to have premature ejaculation. Maybe your mind is not even there. You are being forced. Maybe your partner is the one who is driving it. But you are stressed. You as an individual. You can just ejaculate so that you get out of it, right? So, it increases your chances of getting premature ejaculation, right? The fourth risk factor is relationship problems. Every day you quarrel, every day you fight, every day you see. So you are not stable in your relationship, right? But those are normal things, they happen. So you need to talk, maybe. You need to understand each other. But if you're not peaceful, maybe during the sexual intercourse, you quarrel or whatever, it increases your chances of having mature ejaculation, relationship problems, right? And the fifth risk factor is what we call erectile dysfunction. Erectile dysfunction, right? You may have heard of it. What is it? So erectile dysfunction basically means that you fail to achieve and or maintain. You fail to achieve and maintain erection throughout the sexual activity, right? You may achieve an erection during the initiation of sexual intercourse, right? However, you may fail to maintain it. You achieve. Let's say, for example, I start a sexual activity. You are you erect so well, right? Then after sexual penetration, after maybe 15 seconds of honest work, you ejaculate, right? Or maybe after 15 minutes, I mean 15 seconds or 1 minute of sexual penetration, your penis fails to maintain the erection, right? So it's a major problem. You fail to attain and maintain an erection throughout the sexual activity. You may attain an erection and only maintain it for 10 seconds, or even 30 seconds, or even 1 minute, right? And we say that erectile dysfunction is when you continually you ejaculate within 1 to 3 minutes of sexual penetration. And also there is that the motivational factor, that is the average duration from initiation of sexual penetration to ejaculation. The average time is 5 minutes. So again, don't kill yourself, right? Don't kill yourself. But if it occurs often, it's a cause of alarm. See your healthcare provider, right? So this factor, we talk about performance anxiety, we talk about stress, we talked about depression, we've talked about performance anxiety, and we have talked about erectile dysfunction. Again, low self-esteem or poor body image. Again, it can cause erectile dysfunction, right? So what are the complications? One complication of erectile dysfunction, it may cost you a relationship. That's obvious. It may cost you your relationship, right? Your partner may decide to leave to join another club, yeah, or may sign another player who may replace you indefinitely, right? So it may cost you your relationship. That is so obvious, right? The expectation is so high. The bar is set so high. So erectile dysfunction will cost you a relationship. At the end, if maybe your partner is understanding one, she may understand you and you may walk throughout the lane with her. But in most cases, erectile dysfunction will cost you your relationship, right? So that is one of the complications. Another one, it may lead to depression. Very obvious. just imagine you meet this chick, this lady. You have erectile dysfunction. She leaves you. You get into a new relationship. The same happens. The relationship ends because of the same thing. You go to another relationship. It is so traumatizing, right? It makes you to be psychologically unstable. Very, very true, right? So it may lead to depression, right? Yes. So the third one may even lead to stress. It may you may be stressed about what's happening with my body, where did I go wrong, what should I do, what, like, you will be stressed, right? So that is third complication. Another complication is infertility or fertility problems, right? For a woman to conceive, right, you have to deposit the sperms in the vagina, high up in the vagina, not just in the vagina, high up in the vagina for a woman to conceive. Let's say 2 to 3 times. You do sex 2 to 3 times in a week. So you have to the sperm should be deposited high up in the vagina for your woman or your girlfriend to conceive, right? So what happens in premature ejaculation? You may fail to ejaculate inside the vagina after maybe 10 for 2 seconds. Do you think within 2 seconds of honest work can you ejaculate in the high up in the vagina? It's very difficult. So you may fail to ejaculate inside the vagina. So you may have your partner for a whole year or for a whole 1.5 year, and she fails to conceive, right? So you may have fertility issues with your partner, right? If you have premature ejaculation, it's a very, very high possibility, because again, every time you are not going to ejaculate inside the vagina, and for you to for your woman to conceive or your girlfriend to conceive, you need to deposit the sperm should be deposited high up in the vagina, which may not be the case in erectile dysfunction, right? And again, this needs your partner to be understanding, to be very, very understanding, right? You need to talk to her. Talking, opening up is one of the solutions, right? So if you talk to her, maybe she understands, or maybe she may fail to understand, and she leaves, and this may leave you with depression, this may leave you with stress, right? So nowadays, you'll be replaced easily, because they say that people are too many, right? That's the notion. So your partner may decide to sign a new player, or may just decide to leave, right? So erectile dysfunction is one of the most sensitive topics, right, as far as reproductive health is concerned. So I hope you learned something. I've talked about the risk factors. I've mentioned about stress. I've talked about performance anxiety. I've talked about depression. I've talked about low self-esteem. I've talked about erectile dysfunction, right? Risk factors. And I've talked about complication. I've talked about depression. I've talked about stress. I've talked about infertility problems, right? And I've talked about it can cost you your relationship in the long term, right? In the long term. Yes. So in the next episode, I'm going to do about the management of premature ejaculation. How do you manage it? If it occurs, what should you do? How should you handle it, right? So stay tuned for the next episode. I'm going to do something very, very important. Management of premature ejaculation. How should you go about it? How can you handle it as a person? Because it may occur in one part of your life, or it may be part of your life, right? So how can you handle it, right? Yes. So in the next episode, I'm going to talk about management of premature ejaculation. And for the returning subscribers, thank you, and just continue subscribing for I'm going to bring some hot content, right? So that's the next episode I'm going to do about management of premature ejaculation. And again, as I am finishing this video, again, don't kill yourself. Don't be too stressed, because the average duration from the sexual penetration to sexual to ejaculation, the average time is 5 minutes. So after maybe 3 minutes of your honest work, don't be so stressed. But again, it depends on people. I'm not encouraging 3 minutes of honest work, but it depends on you and your partner. You can even go 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. It depends with you. So it's up to you to organize with your partner, or it depends on individual. But the average duration from the sexual penetration to sexual ejaculation, 5 minutes, right? Yes. So that is it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you learned. So see you on to the next, which is management of premature ejaculation. Yes. Thank you.